Mindful Reality, the channel that covers reality TV from a mental health perspective. Now, a few days ago, I can't remember how I found out. I think I was on my live. No, it was before that. I'm sorry, it's so loud up here. I'm trying to get through this side. I usually jump from thing to thing, but I don't want to do that today for this. So, not that long ago, probably less than a week, I came across um, this post that showed that there was a GoFundMe being raised for Mickey from Big Brother season 27, the most recent season. Hi, Chocolate. And it said that she had gone through a series of cardiac arrests, after getting influenza. And I was like, the news was shocking to me just to see that in and of itself. Because I was like, how old is she? 35. But when I was reading it, I was thinking more along the lines of it sounded bad, but because there was not a lot of medical details, I was hoping that this was more of a she's got a long road ahead of her, but she's gonna be rehabbing and she's gonna, get back to form, whatever that means. Matter of fact, I just didn't know, and I didn't want to assume the worst, so I was just hoping for the best. Then this morning I get an Instagram, or I'm scrolling through Instagram, and then I see this notification from her page that said she passed away on Thursday evening. And unfortunately, like, number one is just devastating. Obviously, I don't think I've ever watched a show where somebody, like a reality show anyways, where somebody just finished the season. They just finished the season a few months ago, and they were actively healthy. There was nothing medically wrong with them or anything like that. And then all of a sudden, they just have a heart attack, and then they're gone. And then the fact that I think that they said that she passed late on Christmas Day, Christmas evening. They said yesterday evening. So I know that losing anyone, even in and around this time of year, would be hard. But specifically on Christmas Day, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that they said that this was Christmas Day. I feel so devastated for her family. And forget the Big Brother game. Mickey passed away, unfortunately. Forget the Big Brother game. Like, I had mixed feelings about Big Brother game strategy, but there's a disconnect between the two things, because there's game and then there's life. And this is tragic. I was looking forward to next year when the Big Brother season rolled around, being able to speak to her, being able to meet her. That's one of the things I love about when the season ends, for the most part, is getting a chance to sit down with the cast and talk to them about gameplay and different things, and the things that I wanted to ask her, really. But unfortunately, I won't get that chance. So I want to give the sincerest condolences, right, to the people that were close to her family members, her friends, and even her fans, because it's a loss for the fans as well. Like, it's a loss for everybody who found importance, value, or importance in her. And something like this is just another reminder. I'm going to say it's another reminder for all of us. Life is unpredictable. Somebody that you think you might have a chance to have that conversation with before they go, you don't know if you're going to get that chance, because you don't know when somebody's number is going to be up or when their time is going to be called. So I would say everything is a lesson in life. Yeah, condolences to the family. I agree. Condolences to the family. Everything is a lesson in life. Never assume that you have more time. And I mean that in many different ways. You as a person, never assume that you personally are living on unlimited time. So do those things that you love to do, you know, focus on the things that make you happy, focus on your self-care, etc. Now, when it comes to the people around you, right? Me personally, I don't think I've ever lost anyone like about this age, like the specific age that she was in. But I had a really close friend that when I was about 19, let me see, 2006. 2006, I was, let me see, 97. Yeah, I think I was 19, and he was 19. We were the same age. He was like a month younger than me. And, he was just going about his day. He got in a car accident. There was 4 of them in the car. 3 of them died and 1 of them lived. So I remember coming home that day, and it was a Friday. It was like a random Friday. And then my mom told me, like, did you hear about your friend so-and-so? And I was like, well, I'm wondering what she was talking about. Because this was before the age of internet. I mean, internet existed, but we didn't get most of our information on the internet. We got it mostly from the 10 o'clock news, the 5 o'clock news, and then the newspaper the next day. That's where we got our news. And so she found out through the grapevine. Obviously, the parents of the students are connected. So I think probably one of somebody else's parents that knew my friend alerted her. And then she told me, and I was in a state of shock. Because I couldn't envision that I was going to just wake up one day and then, the end of the day, my friend was going to be gone. And then I remember going to a memorial service that they had that same night in the school. And then 3 back-to-back funerals, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that taught me from then, life isn't a guarantee. Now, that just reminded me, this is something that I wanted to say to the general Big Brother community. Big Brother, from the time I have been following it, which has only been about 5 years now, the general Big Brother community thrives off of negativity. They thrive off of tearing people down, making people villains. And granted, sometimes, people do things to deserve that. There are some people that I've watched on the show for 90 days, 100 days, 80 days, whatever, that I couldn't care less. I'm not going to say I couldn't care less if they live or die, but I'm going to say I don't care about their life after the show because I don't want to know, because I certain things that I've seen do not make me want to support those people. But generally, the reason why I have my page and I have my tagline, reality TV from a mental health perspective, because I always say this: no matter how you feel about somebody on a show, gameplay, all that stuff, they were just a regular person for the most part, living their lives, maybe going to work, you know. Their life was possibly something like yours before they got on the show. Then they got this big life-changing opportunity, and now they're in a scenario that they've never been in their whole lives. And now they're around all these different people. It's like Big Brother is like our version is like the present day version of the real world. If you add in an element of people not being able to leave the house, and then in combination with not being able to leave the house, now you're stuck with 16 other people within that house with you, and they have different values, they have different upbringings, they have different everything. And so people tend to just quickly hate on, they can't separate not liking somebody's gameplay with not liking somebody as a person. And the way that I view it most of the time is I don't really know the person. I can tell you that to some degree I know some Big Brother house guests to some degree, because I can say I've met them, I've spoken to them quite a few times. That's not even really knowing them, really, but it's at least I can say, like, I've interacted with this person in real life and had multiple good experiences with them to think that, you know, the vibes that I get good enough vibes to think that this person is a good person. But anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, be kind to those house guests. I mean, I know that post Big Brother, I know that she had fans, but I know that she also had a lot of people who were not fans, and you know, as is common, a lot of times post Big Brother, said nasty things to her, about her. I saw her responding to those things sometimes. And it's sad to think that the last few months of her life, there probably was not enough people trying to understand her. And whenever I hear about a loss, like a devastating, unexpected loss, it makes me think about my uncle. He wasn't her age. He was older than her, but he was in his early 50s. And as far as I'm concerned, that is still very much a gone too soon age of being in your early 50s. And not that I was judgmental of him, but I know that because of his background, which I'm not going to get into in this particular live, but because of his background, he was judged. And I felt like, and I found some things after he passed that he had written out. I guess you could call it like a journal of some sorts. And I thought to myself, if people had been more willing to listen to him and get to know him. I don't know. Like I can't guarantee that he would still be here, but I would feel better. I would just feel better knowing that, you know, I gave him an ear to listen. Anyways, what I'm saying might be speaking to someone. It might sound like rambling to others, but I'm impacted by this loss myself. Not because I know her on a personal level. I never met her. I've never spoken to her. I don't know anyone in her family. I'm not invested in that type of way. But this is like a young, bright lady that I just saw on TV, you know, a few months ago. And I felt like there was so much more to her story. Like there was supposed to be so much more to her story. And her story was cut short. And I'm very sad about that. Yeah, I don't got anything else but that. That's all I got to say. Condolences to the family once again. Condolences to everyone who loved her and called her a friend, family member, whatever the case may be. And hold on to your loved ones, man. Hold on to your loved ones. Tell them that you love them as often as you can, because nothing is forever in this world, unfortunately. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell.